Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Patrick and this is the CIA show. Thank you for sticking with us. And please do us a favor before I continue. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Okay? Our aim is to provide you with information. Our aim is to break things down. Our aim is to make you and I, informed to the things happening around the world. Okay, this is not like an African show. I might pick up a news from Egypt, Korea, Iran, and then I'll bring it to you. But my aim is to break things down, break it down, to understand what is going on in the world. Okay, so please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. So I just want to talk about the new banger in Nigeria by the name of Betta Edu from Cross River State, the Minister of Poverty Alleviation Program. Let's roll the intro. Thank you for having us back. Thank you very much. Thank you for sticking with us. We appreciate you. Okay, this lady broke the internet last week. Her name is Betta Edu, the suspended Minister of Poverty and Alleviation Program. Also, I've got alleviation, but let's leave that for now. Okay, now this lady, let me break things down here. This lady is 37 years old. Let's put that word by the side. Mark that age, 37 years old. She was from Cross River State in Nigeria and a minister for that matter. So she was exposed. And the news trending was that she made a request to have about $500,000 plus moved into a personal account. I would say her account, but I'll say personal or private account. Let me just break this down. So a minister made a request asking the treasury to give her some money, not give her some money, to transfer some money from the coffers, the state coffers, to her private account. Let that sink in for a minute. So this lady, I believe she knew what she was doing was wrong. But the system in Nigeria and the African countries, especially Nigeria, is, do as you like. There are no consequences. Because many of their colleagues have done the same thing. They've stolen, they've emptied the coffers, and nothing has happened to them. I'll give you an example. The former aviation minister that gathered, people of timber and caliber for the launching of the Nigerian airline, not knowing that all this were just fake. It was a show. So this man rented an aeroplane from Ethiopian Air. They paraded it with the national carrier logo, and after the display of shame, that was the end of the show. No plane, no complaint, nothing, everything, and till today, that man has not been arrested. So that's the culture in Nigeria. A culture whereby somebody will sell an airport and fools will go and purchase. Airport that does not exist. A culture whereby the former Prime Minister of Britain by the name of David Cameron, when the mic was on and he didn't know, said Nigeria is fantastically corrupt. And it still goes on till today. Let me continue. Betta Edu. So they gave her a portfolio as a minister. But she decided to abuse that position. As I said, many of our colleagues have done the same thing and they've walked free. Kudos to Bola Tinubu by suspending her. Now, let's break this down. So this woman decided to request for money from the coffers into a private account. What was the reason for making such a bold request? She will tell us, because nobody knows. But that is not the policy of the ministry. That's not the policy. Was she trying to put that money aside in a fixed deposit to earn interest? We don't know. But I'm very sure that it's illegal to dip your hand in the coffers of the government into your private accounts. Probably it was to earn extra cash by the side. This woman's assignment was to alleviate poverty. But this display of shame shows that the people is not her concern. That these guys are there for their self-interest. Mark this word, self-interest. Very important word, self-interest. The government's aim, the government's main assignment is for the people. The government is to serve the people, not to enslave its people. Not to enslave its people. So when they call Nigeria is one of the most corrupt countries. And I've been telling one or two people that when the whites, the Western world, when they call us animals, we should not be offended. Because it has gotten to a point, the way we steal goes beyond, a normal human being, a normal person will shudder when they hear the amount of money someone steals. The former Minister of Petroleum during the time of President Jonathan has been accused, allegedly, $6 billion. Mark that word. One person. $6 billion. $6 billion. And she's in the UK, shielding from prosecution. So the system of whereby people steal and nothing happens is why that this young lady of 37 years, had the audacity to make her moves. And let me not forget, the Minister of Interior, the most hardworking minister, was involved because they said, or it was alleged, that the Interior Minister received some money from the ministry of this woman. Though the minister said this company that received this money was, that he was a former director, but he resigned. But the question is, does he have shares in that company? Because that's what you call conflict of interest. Conflict of interest. These are young men. So when Nigerians say, oh, let the old men retire, let the youth take over, it's not about the youth, because the corruption has smeared on many that age, being young, will not solve Nigerians' problem. Because an average Nigerian is a criminal. An average Nigerian is a fraudster. Now, all these things going on is as a result of years of corruption. Good example again, the former governor of Kogi State. He was, I think, one of the youngest governor there. But it was alleged that he did nothing. So many of these guys, it's not about age. It is not about age. Because an average Nigeria is morally corrupt. Morals does not play a role in governance in Nigeria. Because many there are there for their self-interest. How to loot, to steal, to manipulate. So this lady, the beauty and the corrupt. This lady allegedly tried to move some money from the ministry to a personal account. I guess she did this because many have done it in the past and they've walked away. A country whereby a mobile phone seller, mobile phone credit seller, during the time of President Buhari, is now a billionaire. A phone seller. Listen, mobile phone credit seller. They said he was selling on the streets. Maybe at the end of the day they make a profit of 5,000 naira or 10,000. He's now a billionaire in less than 8 years. Because, an office was created for him. He went in there and made and wiped the floor. He tells you it is not by age. That guy was a young guy as well. I just want to say this, that corruption is not a respecter of age. But one can pull out of corruption by having morals. If you have morals. Because when you see this money and you try to grab them, if you're not morally bankrupt, you will think twice. You will ask yourself, if I take this money, if I rob the government, what effect will it have on the people? Governance is to improve people's lives, not to hold them in bondage. I will leave this here. Please let's share, subscribe, make a comment. Do you support this lady, what she did? And do you think that when they talk of age, that age has no relevance in good governance, but morals? What do you think? The prime minister, is it the prime minister or president of France, is less than 37 years old. Do you think it can happen in Nigeria? Nigeria has a long way. The African nation has a long way to go. Anyway, let's leave that by now. For now, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on the other side. Peace.